Inkie peeps, it's Adele from Inkie Quill and it's time for your July Printables reveal. So this month, because it is my 1 year anniversary here on Patreon, I thought that I would go for a bit of a celebrate type of theme, and I left a lot of the elements black and white so that they could go with a variety of celebrations, and then a little pop of red, which is something that red's not a colour that I generally use in like mixed media products, but I really like the way that it made some of these celebratory sayings pop. So for your art print for this month, you've got 2 art prints because I just couldn't decide, so you get both of them. This was the art print, the art journal page that I made a couple of weeks ago with the inspiration from a picture book, if you watched that video over here on Patreon, and I love this page so much, so I had to give it to you. I did edit it a little bit and cover up that bird just for like copyright type reasons. I didn't think I should include it because it was someone's like perfect illustration. I hadn't edited it in any way, whereas these I've edited quite a bit, so it's a little bit different than the version that I have in my art journal. But that is your art print, and for this month I also printed it on some circle sticker paper from, is it Avery? I don't know, I just went to Officeworks and I found some sticker paper that was circles, and so I can use those in my art journaling as well. So that's a top tip if there's ever an art print that takes up a lot of, it's got a lot of pattern on it, you can always print it onto sticker paper. I've done that before, but I really enjoy doing it, and I use them in my, I think it was maybe August or September last year, I printed it off, and I also did a scrapbook page for Patreon where I used the circles in the background, so that was lots of fun to do. And then this is your other art print. I did this during one of the live streams over on Let's Get Inky, and I just had to include it for you, and it's upside down because Australia was upside down. It's just got a really nice quote, and I left it really messy around the edges because I really liked the look of that. So this is printed A4 sized, and I've printed these on, as I always do, on Kodak gloss premium photo paper, I think it's called, and I use these as my master copies that I keep in my master folder, and then I usually print, if it's an art print, I'll print a copy on this same paper for my wall, but if it's one of the printables like a collage sheet or the Project Life cards, I just print them on a 120 or 150 GSM white cardstock from my local stationery shop. I also printed one of them small. I always have the art prints as just a JPEG file, an image file, so you can print it whatever size you like. You could even print it smaller and use it as an embellishment if you wanted to, or print it a little bit smaller and use it as a Project Life card, a tip-in in your journal, whatever ideas you can think of. So it would even make a really cute card front for someone, maybe like a good luck on a travel card. You could just stick that straight on a card front, and then if you had a stamp set that said good luck, you could just stamp that and stick it on there as well. So it's an idea too. Then here is your collage sheet for this month, and I love it. I had so much fun playing on my iPad Pro with all of the different brushes, which is not something that I've really experimented too much with, but there's a lot of like wet acrylic brush and watercolor brush and all these different types that give different effects. So I had a little bit of a play. So you've got some words that I thought were really handy for scrapbooking, but you could also use them for cards as well, or tags if you wanted to make gift tags for a present. Then down here, I love circles, you know I do, and I think they're really usable in a whole range of paper crafts. So there's a few of those. You can either just hand cut them in a wonky circle or punch them out with a punch. And then down here, this is something a bit different that I haven't done before, so I'll explain it to you because you might be wondering why the strips are so long. A while ago, I did experiment with making some little toothpick flag embellishments, and I loved them. So I decided to make some of my own. So here are the little flags, And so all I did, let's focus that in so you can see them. All I did was I cut the strip, the word strip, as it is on the paper. I put double-sided paper along, double-sided tape all along the strip, folded it in half around the toothpick and stuck it together, and then cut a little flag in. So some of them have two of the little strips, some of them just have one, and then I also just cut off the top of the toothpick. I just prefer that look so that it's pointy down the bottom but not up the top. There's these little ones. You could even use them as cake toppers as well if you have a celebration coming up. There's another little one. And I just thought they were something, a little DIY embellishment that's quick and easy to make and something a little bit different that we haven't really played with before. So I'm going to use these in a process video, which I'm hopefully putting up at the exact same time as this one right now, and I'll show you how I attach them. They're not too chunky. They're obviously as thick as a toothpick is. You could, if you don't want to do it this way, you could just chop off the longer piece. So for example, this "You are awesome," you could just chop it there and use it like a tiny word phrase, or you could also layer it on top of some of the other, like this heart one, you could layer one of those words on top of there if you wanted to. But yeah, I hope you like my little toothpicks, something a little bit different and fun. So like I said, all I did to make them was I cut the strip out, I put double-sided tape all along the back, folded it in half around the toothpick, and then most of them I cut a little fishtail ending, but some of them I didn't, some of them I just left straight. So yeah, that's my little toothpick embellishments. Let me know if you like this idea, because it's something that I haven't tried with the printables before, and if you do like it, I might revisit it in like 6 months time or something like that. So there's your collage sheet, lots of reds, blush, black, white, a little bit of grey, and just lots of fun and celebratory type phrases. You can also print it smaller so that you've got even smaller little embellishments. I like to have a range of sizes, especially with the words, because sometimes it's nice to have a big word and sometimes it's nice just to have a tiny little something, and I probably will cut some of these up just as the tiny word stickers. They're not stickers, but stickers. So that's the smaller size. So on my printer, I just selected 2 copies per page instead of just 1 copy per page, and that's what it did. Next up, I thought for your printable for this month I would do some numbers, because I've really been enjoying, I looked back at some of my past layouts recently, and I had one where I listed, I think it was 10 reasons why I loved my Nan, and I really liked the idea of using numbers on a scrapbook page, and I thought it would be fun to include these this month. And I purposely left them as very black and white with the grey background of the numbers, so that if you wanted to colour them yourself, you could easily just colour them with a really light wash of watercolour, or even just coloured pencil you can colour them in. And I'm going to have a go at doing a layout using these later in the month, so keep your eye out for those. I also printed that smaller, so you could have it as a smaller size, and if you wanted to, you could even print it smaller and use it in Project Life. I had a video once where I had all of my Project Life photos in, and I numbered all of them, and then on the center card I wrote down all of the numbers and a line of journaling to match each photo, so I might have a go of that as well. But there are your numbers. So I'm going to do a whole video in probably the end of this month using the numbers in a couple of different ways, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. So I should show you that up close. So they've just got each of the numbers, and I double, triple checked that I didn't spell any of them wrong. Because that would be the worst, but they just have the number in, I wrote in brush lettering, and then I typed it in the background. This one has all of the numbers down here, and then this one is just blank. Then you've got an extra printable this month, because I just couldn't decide on what to give you, so I just gave you it all, because a lot of the time I probably come up with twice as many printables than you actually see, and a lot of them either get tossed or I don't expand on them and I save them for a future month. So I had this idea actually for last month, I think it was. Someone mentioned that they love some brush lettering titles, and so I had a play, but I thought it would be better suited for this theme, for the congratulatory type theme we've got this month. So I just hand drew some banners on my iPad and then brush lettered in some titles. So my plan is to use these as titles on my scrapbook pages. So I've got congratulations, hip hip hooray, and oh happy day. And then I have also given the banners to you blank, so you can put your own things in there. You could use thickers if you're not confident with doing brush lettering, or you could have a go at brush lettering. It's fun. It takes a lot of practice, but it's very fun to have a go. And the good thing about printables, especially black and white ones that don't take up too much ink, is that you can print them over and over again if you don't like them. So you've got the large titles with the words, and then the blank ones as well as a bonus for this month, for just as a thank you from me for being so awesome. And I also printed these, surprise, surprise, in smaller sizes too. So I've got, these were 6 to a page. I just picked the setting on my printer, as were these, and I'm going to cut these out and use them probably most likely in my project life, but also they'd work in scrapbooking as well. They'd work anywhere. These would be great for cards, actually really good for cards. And then finally, your project life cards, or pocket life cards, whatever we might call them, so that we don't get copyrighted by Becky Higgins. Let's call them pocket life cards. I have gone with the same colour scheme as the collage sheet, and we've got a nice simple black and white banner. I thought this would be great for project life, for the month or the date or the week, whatever, however you document your weeks or months in your project life, if you do it weekly or monthly. I love this because I just love swatches, and I felt like this was quite swatchy. Then I decided to include this one. I thought it would be handy to do for the week of Archie's birthday, and I plan on doing like some emphasis around the 1 because he was turning 1. This, I really love the look of this. I scanned in some tissue paper and then did this in my iPad Pro and kind of merged them together, edited the color of the tissue paper, and I really love the look of that. So let me know if you like the look of kind of some real textures occasionally in the PL cards as well. And then this is the other side. We've got round of applause. You could use this for journaling or chuck in a photo. We've got a fancy banner. So this one kind of has some little sparkly bits and it's a bit prettier. And then this is the 4x6 card. A couple of months ago, someone suggested having a 4x6 card included. I did originally have 8 3x4s, but I really like the inclusion of the 4x6 because you could always cut it to be 3x4s anyway, and I thought this would be really good as a title card as well, because you could put like week, whatever week we're up to now, we're about halfway, so week 25, and then you could put like a little bit of journaling here about what happened in the week. But that being said, you don't just have to use these for project life. If you do journaling, they make great tip-ins. I've used some, I don't think I have it right in front of me, but I've used some in Archie's little journal. I used some as a tip-in. I don't know where that is. It's not that edition, it's the previous edition, but they can be used for a lot of things, and I hope you enjoy them. So for July, we had a bit of a celebration theme. We've got our little, ooh, hooray flags, and lots of goodies for you to print out with some bonuses for this month. And I just want to say a huge thank you for all of your comments over here on Patreon. My Patreon app on my phone is glitched. I don't know what's happened to it, but it's never worked for me properly. So I think I'm going to try and delete it and re-download it so that I can write back to your comments straight away, rather than having to go onto my computer when I'm out and about with Archie, or not in front of my computer. But just a huge thank you to all of you guys. Don't forget, you get all of these printables for the $12 tier and above, and then for the $15 tier you also get about 8 videos a month with some extra goodies. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, next month in August, I announced this in, I think it was the last video that I did. I'm pretty sure it was the last video. I'm going to have a Patreon only live stream for the $15 plus tier, and we're going to be working on our unfinished projects. I will sort out a date. We've just got one birthday in August, so I've just got to make sure it's not the weekend of that birthday celebration, and then I will let you know the date, probably one of the last 2 weekends of August, and we're going to work on our unfinished projects. So there they all are. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Next month's theme is going to be a book theme, or kind of a cozy book kind of like journaling type theme. So if you've got any ideas or quotes that you like to be included in that, any particular phrases or icons, I did ask on the live stream and I've got like half a page of ideas from you guys, which was fantastic. But if you've got any extra little book or journaling type themed things that you'd like included next month, let me know. All right guys, have fun with your printables. Don't forget to share with me what you make, and I've been loving seeing there's been lots of DIY embellishments using last month's travel-y themed printables over on Scrapaholics Anonymous, which have been fantastic to see. All right guys, have a lovely day and I'll see you very soon. Bye.